Hello everyone and welcome to the PackCast, your place to hear everything in the world about all things Wolverhampton Wanderers. Today is the preview podcast for Wolves versus Tottenham Hotspur, which kicks off tomorrow. It is currently the 21st, so it is a Saturday and it is almost time for the 3 o'clock kickoffs. However, I'm here recording this podcast. Now, first of all, I did have a podcast in line where I had an interview. I was talking to Let's Talk Tottenham, a man called Chris, who runs Let's Talk Tottenham, the Let's Talk Tottenham podcast. And I was going to be talking to him. We had it all recorded and everything like that. I tested all the recording stuff. And unfortunately, I went to listen to it and it had only recorded me. Now, that's probably my fault. Probably hadn't checked everything over. However, I had checked it with my family members beforehand. So I got them to join the call and I'd recorded it. And I'd listened to it back and it was all working. And then it's my first interview and it just didn't work. So it's been a very frustrating morning. However, you know, it doesn't matter. The game is soon. The game is tomorrow, and I'm very excited for it. And I think everyone else should be excited for it as well, because I don't think this game has been bigged up enough. It is Nuno's return to the Molineux. It's the fans' return to the Molineux. And also, from a Tottenham perspective, is also potentially, it could be, I mean, you know, it's not certain yet. However, it could be Harry Kane's return to action. So, we're going to be talking about all of that today. And we're going to be talking about this game, which is kicking off tomorrow. So, kicking it off, Wolves versus Tottenham. We've had 6 games against Tottenham since return to the Premier League. Tottenham have won 3 times, Wolves have won 2 times, and we have got 1 draw. I think some games that come to mind, we've had a 3-2 win for Wolves, which is a very exciting game. I think that was 2 years ago now. And then we have a 1 win for Tottenham. That comes to mind was when Vertonghen scored in the 91st minute, with Lucas Moura also scoring for Tottenham. And I can't remember the Wolves scorer. It probably was like Diogo Jota or Raul Jimenez back when we played them. And then before that, 2012 is when we have to go back to the previous times before Wolves played Tottenham. And Luka Modric and Stephen Fletcher were the goal scorers for Wolves Tottenham. So, in today's podcast, we're going to be talking about Nuno's return. We're going to be talking, we're going to have a little chat about Harry Kane, and we're going to talk about everything to expect from this game. So, obviously, it's the home fans' return to the Molineux tomorrow, and it is going to be electric. Unfortunately, it's not on TV once again. I've been checking FOTMob to see if it was on TV, and instead, they're playing Man United Southampton, which I think is daylight robbery. This game, it needs to be made bigger. I mean, a manager's returning to the home ground. Harry Kane could be coming back to match fitness, to playing an actual game of football for the first time this season. I mean, I know it is only match week 2, however, it's still a big thing, especially with all the Man City transfer that's going on there, and Tottenham have just beaten Man City, so this is going to be a huge game, and instead they're playing Man United Southampton. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. However, as I said, it is the Wolves home fans' return to the Molineux, which could be absolutely huge. I mean, we've heard about the support that the away fans gave the Wolves at the Leicester game at the King Power Stadium, and if we could bring that to the Molineux, the atmosphere could be absolutely electric, and it could really alter the balance of the game. I mean, Tottenham with Nuno, I think I just said, with Nuno, bringing in the original Wolves style of play, maybe, potentially playing a bit more counter-attacking. Along with what Wolves play, we used to play very counter-attacking. However, we're trying to come into that attacking style. However, I think we've got a bit of a way to go before we develop that complete attacking style. I mean, we still did involve a lot of counter-attacking against Leicester, which we saw. So, we could probably see a very, very open game. I don't think we should count Wolves out here. Tottenham can be very unpredictable and aren't strong in a lot of places. However, Wolves are also not very strong in a lot of places. They can make a lot of silly mistakes, as we saw Jamie Vardy's very, very simple goal against us in the 41st minute last match week, where Conor Cody backed off from him and didn't close him down, didn't clear the ball. Those are the mistakes that we need to be removing from here, and that's probably why we need to bring in a new defender, which is very unfortunate that we haven't got round to doing that at the moment. Bruno Lage has said that he does want to bring in some more signings. He said we should expect 3 more signings. So it's going to be exciting to see what signings we do bring in the coming weeks, because there's not long left of the transfer window. We've been linked with Guedes. We've also been linked with Ruben Semedo. I don't think the Ruben Semedo will go through because he'll struggle to get a work permit here due to his past, which we won't talk about. It's unnecessary. We're not going to go into Ruben Semedo's past just because it doesn't make a very jolly episode. But Guedes could be a very good deal, but that would only go through, I think, if Adama Traore left the club. Tottenham were looking into Adama Traore. I mean, I did discuss this with Chris from Let's Talk Tottenham. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, so I'm probably going to get him on for the match review, which hopefully I'll be able to record probably maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. Obviously after the game, where we'll review everything that happened and the score and everything like that. So, yeah, it's going to be a strange game, probably. It'll be very open as long as both teams bring their A game. As long as Wolves don't back off, don't sit off from Tottenham. Of course, we're all expecting Tottenham to hold most of the ball. Wolves to maybe sit back. Obviously, I'm going to go into the predicted lineup that I've got. And we should see Wolves sitting back. Tottenham dominate possession, like Leicester did in the first half in our first game. However, it could be very open. You can't sit back and expect Wolves to sit back. We've got to hope, Wolves, that they bring a lot of firepower like they did against Leicester City in the second half. We've got to hope that we play more attacking. And hopefully we can use our counter-attacking game. Adama Traore could cause Tottenham some problems, because they don't have the fastest midfield. If Adama Traore could break through that, I mean, we're going to see how many fouls Eric Dyer and Højbjerg give away. I mean, or a few other Tottenham players that could give away fouls. I can't remember them off the top of my head. We could see players like Oliver Skipp, Højbjerg, Sanchez maybe, Eric Dyer giving away a lot of fouls against Traore, which could work in our favour if we can actually take chance of our set pieces. I mean, we do struggle to score or create chances from a lot of set pieces, so hopefully we can really work on that. However, I think now I'm going to go into the predicted lineups that FOTMob have down here. So you can probably expect what the Wolves lineup's going to be, and probably you can expect what the Tottenham lineup's going to be. So I'll go for through the home side, the Wolverhampton Wanderers first. So we've obviously got Jose Sarr in goal, and we've got a 3-4-3 is basically what they've gone for. However, they have it here as a 3-4-2-1 with Trincao and Traore just playing behind Jimenez. So Jose Sarr in goal with Max Kilman, Cody in the middle, and then Saiss as our back three, with Semedo and Marçal just playing in front of them as kind of like a back five. However, Semedo and Marçal obviously playing more attacking roles. However, they have Neves and Moutinho in the midfield, which is not what I'd play. I'll go into what my lineup will be very soon. And then, as I said, Trincao and Traore just in behind Raul Jimenez. The Tottenham lineup consists of Lloris in goal with Reguilon at Tanganga at the fullback positions. They've gone for like a 4-2-3-1 here with Eric Dyer and Sanchez as the two centre-backs. Then Skipp and Højbjerg in those holding midfielder places. Then Bergwijn out on the left with Moura out on the right. Dele Alli just playing behind Heung-min Son. So they don't have Harry Kane to start either. Obviously, they unfortunately have Ndombele, who has been ruled out of this match, which is a shame, because apparently, I didn't watch all of the Tottenham game against Man City. However, apparently that is a big blow for Tottenham, unfortunately. So, I'll go into my predicted lineup now, which I have here on my phone, as I will probably post on Twitter and probably on Instagram in the coming days. So, I have, it should be up next to me as well. So, I've got Jose Sarr in goal as well, along with Semedo at like a right wing-back position, Saiss, Cody and Max Kilman, the three centre-backs, and with Aït-Nouri at left wing-back is what I've gone with. I personally believe Aït-Nouri should be starting over Marçal, considering the mistake he made against Leicester, not closing down their man, obviously causing the goal. Then I've got Moutinho and Neves in the midfield. It was a way up over Moutinho and Dendoncker. However, I'm not sure who to go with. That could obviously change. I mean, Dendoncker is obviously a lot more of a physical contender in the middle of the park, especially players like Skip and Højbjerg to battle against them. However, Moutinho can do the dirty work as well, but you could expect to see any of them there. And then I've got my front three of, as you've expected, Adama Traore, Trincao and Jimenez through the middle. So that is the my predicted personal lineup for Wolves-Tottenham. Let me know what you think of the lineup down in the comment section, or message me on Instagram or Twitter how you think the game will go, because it could go any way at all. I mean, we don't know what to expect from this game at all, because Tottenham can make a lot of mistakes and so can Wolves. It could be very open. We've both got very similar styles of play, especially considering they've got our old manager in Nuno Espirito Santo. They're probably going to be playing a similar style of football that we did in our early days in the Premier League. Maybe try and hit on the counter-attack as well. They've got players like Bergwijn and Lucas Moura, who kind of adopts that Adama Traore role, picking the ball up deep in the middle of the field and then driving into the opposition half is something that Traore, Moura and Bergwijn kind of have in common. Son can also do that as well. I mean, we've seen him do it before, driving in behind defences and scoring some wonderful solo goals. However, it could be a nervous day, especially for our backline. I mean, we do lack a bit of pace in the backline. Obviously, we saw a lot of our defenders making very good last-ditch tackles. I mean, I'd like to see Kilman playing tomorrow. Obviously, he probably will. We do lack numbers in defence. However, it would be nice to see Kilman play. Obviously, doing brilliantly with a lot of last-ditch tackles, a lot of last-ditch defending against Leicester City, and hopefully we'll probably need that against Tottenham, and hopefully he can be there to do it again. So one thing I'd like to talk about next is the potential transfer. Obviously, we're playing Tottenham, so the one thing I'd like to talk about is the potential transfer for Adama Traore to Tottenham. I mean, there's been a lot of links that Nuno would like to bring in a few Wolves players. I mean, Jimenez being one of them, and Adama Traore linked for about 40 million. I don't think it will go through, to be honest, because I don't think it'd be a great move for Adama Traore, but I'd like to just dive deeper into what I think about this transfer. And a lot of the issue I have with it is the slander Adama Traore is getting from a lot of Tottenham fans, really. I mean, Tottenham fans, if you are watching this, you are welcome to leave your opinion on any thoughts that I've said, or any of your opinions in the comments, or DM me on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. I'd like to hear what you think about all of the topics we've discussed so far. But Adama Traore is a player who gets a lot of slander from a lot of opposition fans, mostly because they don't watch him play. As a Wolves fan, us Wolves fans who watch him week in, week out, know what Adama Traore is capable of. And he is, on his day, well, just on any day, Adama Traore is one of the most unstoppable players in the Premier League. He's strong, he's fast, and he's incredible on the ball. However, the thing that a lot of opposition fans really pin against him is his end product, which obviously we all know is something that he's struggled with for a while. I mean, we saw in our second season back in the Premier League, he was really untouchable. He was very clinical. He was coming off Raul Jimenez very well. They were working together brilliantly. He was picking up assists, obviously picking up some crucial goals against teams like Man City. But the thing that really bothers me is the amount of backlash he gets from opposition fans, saying that he's not worth that much because of his clinical side. Now, if he was to go to a team like Tottenham, where Adama Traore would be working with possibly one of the best strikers in the Premier League at this current time in Harry Kane, Adama Traore could learn from a very clinical finisher, a man who has multiple golden boots and an even golden boot from the World Cup. Harry Kane is a brilliant striker, and Adama Traore, as much as I don't want him to leave, Adama Traore could benefit from learning from a player like Harry Kane, who's so clinical in front of goal, who's so composed. And I think a lot of Tottenham fans are looking over the fact that this transfer could be very good. I mean, if you saw the way Adama Traore worked with Raul Jimenez in the second season that we were back in the Premier League, it was very simple to see that Adama Traore was very much the creator of chances. Adama Traore set up loads of chances for Raul Jimenez, and Raul Jimenez put a lot of them away. And that's the thing that bothers me, really. I don't think a lot of fans are seeing the that side of Adama Traore that could come out, especially if he's playing with a top-class striker like Harry Kane. I mean, if Adama Traore could finish and had more of an end product, he wouldn't be playing for Wolves. Let's be real. We need to be realistic here. He'd probably be still playing for Barcelona because he is just unstoppable on the ball. However, I don't think Tottenham fans should be looking over Adama Traore. He's a very, very good player, and I think a lot of the slander that Adama Traore gets is very undeserved. So guys, now I think it's about time we went on to my score prediction, which is going to be the first score prediction we've ever had on the PackCast, because obviously I created the channel after the Leicester game, or like during, so I couldn't really get a match preview out in time. So this is going to be our first prediction, and to be honest, I think it's going to be a close game, so I'm going to go with a draw, and I'm going to go with probably a 1-1. Goal scorers, I'm going to go with Heung-min Son, and I'm going to go with Adama Traore. Now, I know we've literally just been talking about Adama Traore being not very clinical. However, I want him to prove everyone wrong. I want him to prove Tottenham fans wrong. So, Adama Traore, mate, get us a goal, and I will love you forever, and we'll slap that 100 million price tag back on you, and everyone will think you're amazing again, and you get tons of cards in FIFA 22 Ultimate Team, which I will be buying as soon as that comes out. But that is where I'm going to leave this preview podcast for Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Tottenham Hotspur. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you want to get involved with the podcast, make sure you DM me on Instagram, which should be around that side. There we go, I pointed the wrong way. You can DM me on Instagram, or you can private message me on Twitter if you'd like to get involved with the podcast, whether you're a Wolves fan or you're one of the fans of a team that we are playing in the next coming weeks. So guys, thank you very much for listening to me today, and I will see you in the next podcast.